Alright. Here we go. So I'm out here with Connor. Good
How's
sir.
it going, Pary?
I was very happy to finally find your place because we passed by. I passed by a tractor garage, and then that's when I was gonna call you, and I'm like, please tell me your house is close. Please tell me your house is close.
No, yeah, it's very close to the tractor garage. Yeah.
Thank the Lord. How many Indians live here? Or am I the first one that's ever entered this neighborhood?
Do you want me to make the, like, really terrible white racial connection to Native American, or do you want me to identify...
Like me, Indian.
Oh, okay, none. For both
None.
answer.
Indians are on virgin soil today.
So tragic. There's no diversity out here, which is why I'm trying desperately to build shows that create more diversity and have a more diverse comic makeup. I don't perform myself. I don't think that I'm funny at all.
Really?
And yeah, and like 90% of white guys look like this anyway. So like, who wants to stare at this again? And like, I wouldn't have anything new.
Some harsh
or,
judgments you just made about yourself right
genuine to say about like being a white dude who's in his like late 20s, early 30s. But that's beside the point. I think we're having fun. It's been fun. It's been terrifying.
How many shows have you... By the way, so he produces a bunch of comedy shows here in... Is it Owasso?
Owasso.
Owasso, okay. What was the first show you ever produced? Like, when was it?
It was me and Dave in the beginning.
Liz is behind the camera. You can't see her, but
Liz,
she's back there.
Liz is terrified to come on camera. And Dave is frankly sleeping because Dave works a first shift job who's exhausted.
Yeah.
But Dave and I started putting shows together. I think the first conversation started in like... late June, early July of last year, would have been 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And then in September, we had our first show. Was it September 1st? I'm not entirely sure. I know that it was like on the cusp of the fall. And I think we've done 6 or 7 shows now.
Okay,
including one private Christmas party for a commercial company who... we like hires locally and like works locally in Owasso.
Is that including this one? Like today?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
Yeah, we're literally recording this like right before we have to drive and go to that show.
Yeah, if you guys see this, Avenue, 9 p.m. I'm sure this will come out after the show though, but
definitely
you missed it. Come back.
And I know it's gonna be really good, so you missed a really good show.
Yeah, they're all supposed to be really great. I'm working with some really cool, talented people like yourself.
Thank you, sir. I was talking with Jay about what's the last name? Jay
Hunter?
Jay Hunter. I was talking about him last time we were here, and we're like, this is a really like, I don't know who you bring to these like crowds, but they're fun.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like
no.
There's
you
no
weren't here last month, but other than that month,
really?
good time. Yeah, like 20 people or something showed up. It was. Now we've got a wired microphone, so we won't have.
You did tell me that. Yeah. One of the coolest parts I like about performing on his shows is I've only done it once, but like I talk to like Elena all the time, right? And the coolest thing is like no one here cares about political correctness, and it's fantastic. Like
if you go that route and you truly go open and like this is how this is gonna, then people will laugh.
It's fantastic, yeah. Like, last time I was up there, like I was as racist as can be.
You totally have to be bold.
Yeah, I think when you're making any sort of like borderline joke where it's like if someone just heard this not in a joking context, they might like report you to somebody. You have to say it with confidence.
Federal Joke Commission.
Exactly.
Don't joke about that.
Well, you have to know that it's funny. So if it's like a racist joke, and you should not be testing it in front of like a huge crowd. You should be testing it between like you and some
people. Hell no.
No. I guess it's like
20, 25, 100 max.
Like 100 max. But if you tell a racist joke and it's not funny, it's a horrible like turnout for that experience. Not just for you, but for the audience.
Right. I call that pulling a Jerry Priest. Jerry, if you see this, you'll understand what I mean.
But if you tell it and it's funny, everyone loves it. It doesn't matter who you're going against. Because I make fun of Indians all the time. And it's amazing.
I think I often refer to myself as a lost Irish Jew.
Irish Jew.
Absolutely. Look at me. Like, I don't...
No, I see it
just
now.
Like, I don't drink, I don't have money, and I'm just whiny all the time. Like,
you don't drink?
No.
Really? I'm surprised, because aren't you in bars all the time because of this, like,
constantly.
comedy?
Yeah, I'll have a Jack and Coke, but I won't finish it, and it might take me an hour to sip on it, and by then it's, like, watered down. Like, I just don't care.
He spends more time in bars than I think anyone else I know, he doesn't drink.
Yeah, and I deliver to him too on a regular basis. So I even work at the bars on the no alcohol. Not a big fan. I haven't been like drunk since St. Patty's Day of last year, and I fell down in some gravel. So it's gonna take me a couple years to like get back on the pony.
Okay. I don't mind. I don't drink before I go on stage. I know some comedians do that like all the time. But like, so if I'm not like if I'm not performing, yeah, like I'll drink no problem.
If I have a preference, I prefer that comedians don't drink before they come on a stage that I've produced.
Who has like who's come to your shows like high or drunk? Like, do you like not allow them to perform?
I've never not allowed someone to perform.
You are a nice guy. Most people will be like, dude.
I have had moments where I have run off stage to Dave and said, we need to get this guy off the stage. I have absolutely said that to him at least twice. And Dave has dealt with me in a very compassionate manner because he's like, we gave them time. And now they have their time. They deserve their time. Mm-hmm. And we deserve to suffer through their time.
Sometimes people just don't. Okay, like, so tonight, the way that... I don't necessarily like the way that some people try new material, because they'll have like 5 minutes of just, they've never said it anywhere else but here. If I'm trying new material of like 5 minutes worth, right, I'll have 3 minutes that I know works, and then I'll just try 2 like that I don't know what's gonna happen. But I was like, I don't want to get up there and just have a whole bunch of new stuff. Like, I don't know how this is gonna go, but hopefully you all enjoy it.
I respect the bold nature of both.
I can't.
Because you've got to know that, and in my opinion, people like Carlin and Louis C.K., who I still respect Louis, even if he is a perv.
But he's still funny.
He's still a spectacular joke writer. Mm-hmm. But it needs to be said he's a perv.
There's no denying.
But I'm sure they're the kind of guys that have gone on stage, cold material, the whole set. Said, screw it.
So that's probably because they're at a point, in their career
where they feel comfortable writing jokes and knowing how they're going to go. I totally get that.
When they write jokes, they're probably like, okay, I know this one's going to be like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like amazing, like applause breaks. This is like a 4, this is a 6, that's a 3. I don't know where this one is. They'll know.
Best guess.
Right, like they have a much better idea.
The best part is when that you're surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's happened to me before. I've had jokes where like people will tell me, it's like, yo, if you say it, it'll be funnier if I say it. So I'll tell a joke, and I was like, I've been so wary about it. I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's just try it out. And I've gotten like people go crazy, like, yeah, that's hilarious. And I was like, why?
I don't understand how that joke's working.
There are some things that I'm like, why is that funny? But people love it because like I'm not a huge drinker. But so there's a joke about like alcohol that I say, and I'm not gonna say it here, but I don't get the joke myself. But someone gave it to me.
Oh, so you just know it works because you've used it and you've had success.
Exactly. Like,
but you like don't necessarily believe in the joke.
I don't know why it's funny. But like I said, so it's about like the names of like certain like cocktails and stuff.
Man, I gotta give you huge props for being able to tell a joke you don't necessarily understand.
It's the only one I can say that like I've done it once or twice, but I just feel so uncomfortable doing it because I was like, who am I making fun of here? Because I don't know. Like the joke has to do with like names of certain alcohols and like names of like cocktails and stuff. Some of which I've just never heard of. Like I know what Jack and Coke is, right? Like I know what like the basic stuff.
I know
what
a Harvey Wallbanger is.
What the?
I don't know what's in it, but I know what it is.
Is that like a Harvey Weinstein reference?
No. These are like classy like 60s, 70s cocktails. Like a Cosmopolitan and a Manhattan all come from the same sort of era of drink making.
I've heard of those.
This like 50-year period where people just started blending stuff with alcohol that wasn't. What's the word that I want to use here?
Intended for alcohol?
No. There were independent manufacturers who didn't always do it the same way as others. So it would taste bad, or taste bad compared to others. And so they would dilute it with stuff to make it taste better. And that's where like weird mixed drinks came in. Is like, yeah, I'm gonna put orange peel in this and like light it on fire, and it brings out the smokiness and all these other fucking hipstery references that I hate.
and he doesn't drink.
I just have a fascination with mixology. That's all. I just love like learning things and scouring YouTube clips until finally something's registered in this fucking brick thing that I'm carrying around on my shoulders. That's all that happens. And my phone told me the other day I was on it for 8.5 hours, on average, a day. And I was like, okay,
well, wait.
Listen, I'm only up for 11 and a half.
Okay, does that, like, because I have my phone on, like, YouTube, just, like, because I don't have an aux cord in my car. So I'll just, like, have it, like, playing some, like, YouTube song, and I'll just, like, leave it, like, in a cup holder. Does that count as me?
I think that counts.
Well, and that doesn't mean, like, you're on your phone for 8 hours and,
no,
like, actively using it.
8.5 hours doesn't bode well either way.
No, either. There's no way you can be like, and it makes sense. Like, no.
Right, there's no excusing 8.5 hours. Even if you supposedly 25%, that still means you were on it for 6.5. That's all bad news.
Yeah, but aren't you like
quarter of the day?
Like, you're working for a lot of it. Like, because like,
yeah, I use my phone
whenever
for
you
work.
message people for this, or you're on like Facebook like doing stuff, like you're doing it like to be productive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a huge difference in like, because Instagram will tell you now how many hours you use Instagram on average a day.
Thank God I don't use Instagram.
Oh, it would be horrible.
I should.
The last time I checked.
Sorry, Instagram users, I just don't.
If you want to find him, it's gotta go to Facebook. Ugly Bros Comedy.
Or I'll give you a scavenger hunt if you can find my Twitter. I won't even tell you.
Is it just your name?
You'll see.
Okay.
It would be hard to find, I think.
Why don't you? What do you only use Facebook for, like advertising?
For the most part.
Why not Instagram?
'Cause I'm scared.
What?
I don't know how to use Instagram. It used to be you take pictures with it.
Yeah, you just upload pictures.
Right, but now you can do all kinds of other stuff, and there's geotagging, and I don't understand it entirely.
What's that?
Right.
I don't know what that is.
If I had access
How old
to
are you?
Instagram,
I'm 23.
Yeah, see, I'm 29, I'll be 30 in June. There's no possible way I can use Instagram to its full capacity, the way that the 13 or 14-year-old could.
Well, I don't use it either. I just, like, whenever I upload pictures, like, so my Instagram is not full of, like, high, like resolution pictures of stuff like that. It's just, I just have, like, hey, look, here's a new picture from a video I made. Check out the link in my bio. Like, I don't have any, like high resolution stuff that's like, oh, look at how amazing Actually, the few that I do have, you took. It was from
Dave
like
took.
Dave took, yeah. Those are some awesome pictures.
Dave takes righteous photographs.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Dave's
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Dave got woke up by the. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's good. Dave needs to wake up.
We cut off like Liz when she was talking, so.
No, it's okay.
No, okay. I thought she had something about Instagram.
The three of us make up Ugly Brothers Comedy. You can find us on Facebook at /Ugly Bros, BROS Comedy.
I'll put a link in the description. You can
That'd
check it
be sweet. I appreciate it. We do have an Instagram. It's a little backdated. The company has one. I have one, but
aren't you the company?
I mean, no, it's the three of us.
Okay, but like you three, like as long as one of you guys has an Instagram for it, that's what like matters.
Yeah, we have one for Ugly Brothers.
And wait, why aren't you using it?
We do, but
wait, who has the Instagram between like you three?
All three of us have access to it, I think. No, you don't. Oh, maybe it's just Dave and myself.
Yeah.
I can't. We're recording, so I can't like tell you what our password is.
Well, no, definitely. Look, so I have been amazed at what the internet can produce because
you guys probably already know my password. It's alright.
Yeah, they found your Twitter. They found like everything by now.
You guys have already found it. It's
amateur
totally
porn.
fine.
It's
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, you got to pay the bills.
The stuff that the stuff that has so
comedy shows don't produce themselves.
They do not
people.
produce themselves. You gotta have the right advertising.
That is part of what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to get sponsors for the shows.
He's on the radio too. Like I'm like legit. Like you're actually on like a radio station.
We partnered with a local radio station, WOAP 1031 out of Owasso. They're the oldest operating radio station in the county, and they used to be owned by the radio or the newspaper. They're doing advertising for us. Really awesome. And in exchange, we're trying to get comedians on air at the radio station, which is just benefiting both parties. They're actually going to be at next month's show, and if you guys have an opportunity to check it out, I think it's May 18th. I can't remember if that's a Friday or a Saturday, but I know it's 9 p.m. either way. Nominal cover, maybe $5-10 at the most. And there'll be some great comedians. Jay Hunter's hosting that
Sweet.
night.
Yep.
Jay Harris is going to be the headliner. And I think we've got a bunch of cool people on the bill. I can't remember exactly who they were.
I do want to point something out before you say that really quick. So Connor actually makes it a point to like pay his comedians. Like you actually give a huge incentive for us to come out here. Whereas usually what'll happen is like you'll go out to like a bar or something, and then they'll charge like I don't know like $5 cover for like the show and for like a free drink, whatever they do, right? But they don't give any of it to the comedians.
Really?
No, dude.
That's so
You
bullshit.
are one of the few people, probably the only person I know of who will host an open mic, produce the show, do all the advertising, and then pay the comedians as well.
I like to call it more of a showcase, but there's an open mic sort of part that we've managed to pull into there. There's like 4 or 5 open mic spots. I'll let anybody do 5 minutes worth of comedy, period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that that's it's fair that people like try to over vet comedians. How are they going to get experience if they can't get on stage?
Bro, good question.
So
I don't know. Like, it's a really good question.
in the world can do 5 minutes.
Yes.
After a
it's
while,
possible.
we determine if we think that you can move up to 10, and at that point, you're making money. Even if it's only $20, it's something.
That's 20 more than you will get anywhere else. FYI. Dude, even like I've like MC'd at like comedy clubs before, and then I get paid. But like you don't get paid any other time before that. So like, thank you for what you're doing.
I frankly think that you guys don't make enough money, and
well, no one thinks they make enough money.
I think that if we can find a way to make more money at our shows or sell tickets for more money at our shows that still are valuable to the customers, ideally that's what we're aiming for. But for now, we're just trying to put together quality shows. A regular show, right now it's called the Irregular Comedy Show. And to be honest with you, anybody out there who is interested in working with us, come get a hold of me.
He's an awesome person, if you can't already tell from this whole conversation.
I appreciate it, Pary.
You pick up all the phone calls, and even if I'm drunk texting you at 3 a.m., he will respond, but don't do that.
It might be like 5 a.m. before I get back to you.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just
he's really chill. Just message him or like the Ugly Bros page. Like, well, one of the 3 of these people will get back to you.
Absolutely.
Probably one of the 2 of us.
We're trying desperately to build the shows in areas all over the state. My goal is by the end of this year to have a show in Grand Rapids. Yeah, it's a big goal.
No, you are. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
Keep doing what you're doing. Let's just put it that way. Like, I don't know how to produce a show, so I cannot provide you any like sort of direction. But I can just tell you like whatever you are doing is working. People like you.
It's easier than you think, but you have to know how people jive together. And when people recommend you names, you have to take that. That's a big deal. People don't recommend people they don't want to work with.
Yeah. It's pretty. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Use common sense, and if you've got a buddy that's telling you worst case scenario, keep him around, because you're always gonna have like. I'm an over optimistic guy, so when Dave and I partnered up, it was a huge deal that he could always tell me these like worst case scenarios, like this is what you're gonna run into, or this is what could happen, or have you thought about this? And I'm always unprepared for those questions, and so we end up dealing with it as best we can as a team. I don't know, these guys are great. I love working with them, Liz and Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Dave's gonna wake up in time, I swear.
But thank you, Liz. She's back over there, man. Thank you, man.
No problem. I appreciate you having me.
That is our time. So, Ugly Bros Comedy, it'll be like in the description, and come out to his shows. They're awesome. I'm coming out to this one.
Thanks for watching Gold Life, guys.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Stay fresh and stay golden.